It is Wellness Wednesday, and today in the sponsored segment, we welcome to the show Dr. Ebrahim Abdelrazzak, a sleep medicine specialist at Memorial Healthcare Pulmonology and Sleep Medicine. He's here to talk about the importance of good sleep to one's overall health. Good morning to you. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, great to see you. Let's start with this. Basically, what is sleep medicine?
So sleep medicine, it's a specialized field of medicine that looks at diagnosing, treating, and managing sleep disorders. We spend a third of our lives in a state of consciousness that's sleep. And so sleep medicine is looking at all the physiological effects that happen during that state of sleep. To get into sleep medicine as a physician, there's multiple different venues. And I think that's a sign of how many different organ systems are involved. So you can go from internal medicine and family practice and neurology and pulmonology like myself. And so a lot of different organ systems are involved in sleep medicine, and that's why there's so many facets into the field.
It affects the whole body. So what types of sleep disorders do sleep medicine specialists treat?
So because there's so many organ systems involved, we end up treating a lot of different aspects. Things that are like difficulty getting into a sleep state, like insomnia. Things that are difficult into getting out of sleep state, like hypersomnia or narcolepsy or excessive daytime sleepiness. There are things related to neurological function, like restless leg disorder. There are things that are related to behaviors while you're asleep. Nightmare disorder, sleepwalking. We call these parasomnias, night terrors. These are things that we see pretty commonly. The most common disease process that we treat in the sleep world is related to the respiratory system, breathing. So we call these things sleep apnea. Apnea, as a definition, is pauses in sleeping. And we found that during sleep, there are commonly situations where people pause breathing. And that has a really detrimental effect on our well-being overall.
So a lot to consider there with the impacts. Overall, how does this affect the body, these sleep disorders?
So again, all these sleep disorders have a profound effect on the body and, more importantly, effect on the quality of life. Specifically as it relates to sleep apnea, what we found is different studies, even more so recently, have shown that untreated sleep apnea can cause really detrimental cognitive decline. There was a study that came out a few years ago that showed that brain function was severely impaired. Even from an imaging perspective, MRIs showed that there was very weak connections in the brain when sleep apnea was untreated.
Wow. So with that said, let's talk about how do you treat sleep disorders, and when should someone see a sleep medicine specialist?
So there's a lot of different situations when we look at our quality of life and when we look at how we're performing and how well we're sleeping. And so there's different things that we look at. Things like excessive daytime sleepiness, impairment in our daily function. One of the things people will come and tell me, I fall asleep in inappropriate situations. I fall asleep when I'm at a traffic light or when I'm supposed to be doing my job. And these things are all subtle signs that we really do have an underlying sleep disorder that really probably should at least be diagnosed. I'm not saying that sleep disorders are the end-all be-all of our life's ailments, but definitely these subtle things need to be addressed and looked at.
You will guide people through the right treatment options, though, bottom line, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. The Sleep Center at Memorial really is top of the line. It's opened here in the last few weeks, actually, and it's all cutting-edge technology that we have over there.
And you will be in good hands for sure. Let's share that information for folks at home when it comes to diagnosing and managing these sleep disorders. There it is on your screen, a number to call, the website as well. And we appreciate learning a lot from you today. We appreciate your insight. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.